Pharmaceutical industry has, since 2000, has witnessed a very rapid growth. We are growing consistently at 17% compounded annual rate of growth, and year on year it's above 25%. Now, what does this mean for the sector as a whole? It is essentially building on two fundamental strengths of Indian pharmaceutical sector. India produces close to 50,000 pharmaceutical undergraduates per annum, about 2,000 postgraduates, couple of hundred doctorates in the pharmaceutical sector. We produce close to 50,000 qualified doctors per annum and around 2,000 postgraduates coming out in medicine. Together we have a very exciting talent pool. This is just in the medicine and pharma sector. Equally, we produce another 100,000 students in chemistry and postgraduates close to 20,000 in that chemistry sector. These are the fundamental strength, because the core strength of India is the human resource. The bright young boys and girls coming out of universities, extremely well qualified, who are able to imbibe and crack what is chemistry, the fundamental building block of any pharmaceutical product. Along with this, India has also, since 1972, put into force very robust regulatory framework on drugs and pharmaceuticals, their manufacture, their patenting. India is also a signatory to WTO, and we are fully complying with whatever we do with trade-related intellectual property rights. So, on one hand, we have this fundamental strength of the human resources and the entire ecosystem, which has grown since 1970, which was almost non-existent, today to a very robust pharmaceutical sector. Currently, as we speak, we produce $13 billion worth of medicines for the domestic market, and we export another $13 billion to outside world. Our strength lies in APIs and formulations, and we export close to 200 countries worldwide. Amazing part of our exports is 24% of the exports go to United States of America, 20% to European Union, which means more than half of our exports go to most discerning, most demanding of quality conscious markets. And how are we able to do it? The question that is being raised about Indian products, the generic pharmaceutical products, is that since they are cheap, maybe quality is compromised. That's a very good question to ask. Let us look at the facts. Outside US, largest number of FDA approved sites and manufacturing facilities exist only in India, nowhere else. Equally sizable number of UK MHRA approved sites exist in India. Most of the sites approved by TGA outside Australia are in India. 50% of the world's third-party inspections on quality take place in India. India has become a powerhouse, the global pharmacy of the entire world. In a nutshell, let me take 2-3 examples. We supply 70% of the vaccines which save lives of children world over. We supply 70% of antiretrovirals, which saves patients infected with HIV/AIDS in prolonging their lives and affording a quality of life to them. We are the best in anti-TB, anti-malarial drugs. And to take a number, what it costs with a patented medicine to save a life for a person afflicted with HIV/AIDS is close to $1,000 a month. Indian generic drug, which is bioequivalent, is available at $1 a day. So this is the difference, what we're talking about between a patented drug and a generic drug of equal quality, equally efficacious. And when we talk about sustainable model of developing pharmaceutical sector, we are looking at human beings. Human beings beyond the political geographical boundaries are the same. We are the same race. They have a right to life. Most democratic countries, including mine, guarantee right to life, which is very, very fundamental. Now here we enter into what is ethical question. On one side is patented drug, which is undoubtedly of quality, but then at what cost? Where is the accessibility to a patient afflicted with a disease needing to save the life? On the other side is equally quality tested, quality approved, and most discerning of the markets have approved our drugs, which are affordable at 1/10 the price. So this is the paradigm that each nation needs to look at. Now there is the interesting then evolution that is taking place globally now. In the developed nations, age profile is increasing, meaning the population is aging, and to maintain the same quality of life, they are more dependent on number of pharmaceutical products. In the developing markets, developing economies, most governments are now engaged in deepening their national health regimes. So on both sides the demand is increasing. This is a great opportunity for Indian generic pharmaceutical industry to position itself. In 2013, the blockbuster patents are coming off the patent. That's one big challenge. Let me talk of the threats through which we are now, the Indian pharmaceutical industry is going to face, and is facing now and is going to face in the future. Currently, the debate about spurious drugs is one thing in which India is totally committed. We have an extremely robust regulator within the India, which is WHO compliant, because WHO third-party inspections take place every 2 years, and they have said Indian regulator is comparable to the best in the world. Second is about counterfeit drugs. This is where we are equally concerned. Generic drugs cannot be confused with what is counterfeit. Generic drugs are in their own rightful legal regime is WTO compliant. There is no Copyright Act that is being infringed. This is where India, because of innate competitive edge of huge talent pool, very good ecosystem, we are producing one of the finest drugs in the generic form. So, notwithstanding this, we are increasingly facing non-trade barriers being erected by various nations. We are constantly engaging with them, and in many of the cases we are succeeding in removing or reducing these non-trade barriers. So these are the future challenges. Ultimately, the one last thing I would like to say, India is not content by staying in the generic route. We are equally giving focus on deepening our R&D foundations in discovering new molecules and in patenting drugs. That's where our top end of the Indian pharmaceutical sector are competing with the best of the pharmaceutical companies worldwide in doing fundamental research, discovering new molecules, patenting new products, and they're doing extremely well. Government of India is now wanting to take this development paradigm to SME sector as well. We are now trying to put together a government funded program for backstopping the huge amount of funds that are required for doing research in the SME sector, and also providing a cluster approach of providing environmental backstopping and infrastructure backstopping. That's a work in progress, but hopefully in the next 6 months we should be coming out with a very good package to support the SME pharmaceutical sector. Thank you.